Welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to use the Library OneSearch service to find sources for your paper for this class. So first step is you get to the Mildred F. Sawyer Library homepage. Mildred F. Sawyer Library. You can get there by either Googling it or by typing in www.suffolk.edu/sawlib into the upper URL box. So we are going to scroll down and going to be using the OneSearch. So we're going to do an advanced search. Oops. So if you are using this off-campus, you will have to log in. It would be just like logging into your Blackboard or anything else. Same username and password. Just hit login. And that will take you to this. If you need any help, you can chat with a librarian right on the right-hand side here. Just put in your name and your question, and then you can start your chat there. But otherwise, let's get started. So I'm going to do just a very basic search. I'm going to search for Black women and violence. And search. So with that, we have 11,057 results. If we go and we look among our results, our first result will be a ebook. So if we click on the record, you can see you can get it through PDF full text, which will allow you to read the book online as a PDF. You can also download chapters of the book by clicking the download buttons. You can cite the book, email pages to yourself, save certain pages, all on the same page. You can also get, if we go back to the record, you can also get the book as a EPUB to read on your Kindle or other e-reader. Those are ebooks. Since the physical library is closed, if you are going to use book sources, your best bet is to use an ebook. So keep that in mind. So since we have so many results, we have 11,000. Since we have 11,000 results for our search, we are going to narrow it down a bit. So instead of just any type of violence, I'm going to use state violence. And I'm going to put those words in quotation marks. So what that does is it tells the database, I want these two words to be right next to each other. So I don't want to hear about the state of violence among Black women. I'm looking for state violence all together. So state violence and Black women. So from there we got 136 results. Now let's say we need more, which since we are going to be limiting in the very near future, we will need more. So what we just did with our basic search was we used the word and, which told the database, you said, I want information on Black women and state violence. So what that does is it tells the database that you don't want information just on Black women, and you don't want information just on state violence, but it has to be information on both of those topics. So there's another word that we can use, and that is or. What or does would be pretty much the opposite. Or in this case stands for either or. It would say we did the search Black women or state violence. We will get 300,000 some odd results, more than 300,000 results. That is because we are getting everything on Black women and everything on state violence, as well as information on Black women or state violence. So we're going to check that, go back. So so that wouldn't have been a very good search because most of the results wouldn't be relevant to what we are looking for. So what we're going to need to use or for is synonyms, words that mean similar things. So if we look at Black women, we could do Black women or African American female, which is a synonym with Black women. And that took us to 137, so not that many more. You could also use state violence. So another term for state violence is police brutality. So, well, police brutality is a type of state violence too. So we can do state violence or police brutality and search. And that got us to 574 results. So we're going to look through our results and we're going to look at the limiters. Now, because we are searching everything in our database, unless you have a very specific topic like I have selected here, you're going to get probably over 1,000 results. So it's good to look at the limiters on the left-hand side, right over here. So what these do is they allow you to limit, so you'll get less results. One way you can limit is you can limit to peer-reviewed. Now, clicking that limiter will take out all of the sources that were not from peer-reviewed journals. So these are all journals in which the author had to submit the journal, the article to the journal, and they were reviewed by 3 experts in the field before they were allowed to publish. So we're going to click out of that. That is always available to you if you need to look for peer-reviewed information. You can also limit by time period. So if you are looking for information closer to today's date, like you're interested more in the current Black Lives Matter movement, you will probably want to limit for the past 5 or 10 years. 2015. and that will provide you with the most current results. You can also limit by source type. So academic journals, these are going to be the these are going to be your peer-reviewed journals. Books, you should know what those are. Magazines, newspapers, so when they say news, that's what they usually mean, newspapers. Conference materials, trade publications. Now, what trade publications are is when basically a people in a certain industry or career, a certain trade, write these journals for people in that industry or career. So librarians have their own trade that talks about book reviews and making videos such as the one that I am creating for you today and things of that nature. There's trade publications. They're generally considered, when it comes to reliability, in between academic journals, which are considered like the gold standard of information, and magazines, which are considered less reliable. So trade publications would be in between those. And there'll also be ebooks and reports. Cancel. Another way you can limit is by database. I recommend you look at the database tab every time you do a search in the OneSearch, even if you don't plan on limiting by database, because it can show you where most of your searches, your sources came from. So academic search complete seems to be what we've been getting a lot of information. You have a lot of information from. This is a general database that provides a lot of general information, provides a lot of information on a wide variety of subjects. It's a good place to start your research, and it would look exactly like what I am showing you in the OneSearch. So with that, you can also search by geography, limit by geography, or language if you get a lot of, only limit by language if you get a lot of foreign language information in your search, because not every article is going to be tagged as English, even if it's written in English. So we are going to be taking out about half of the articles we have because a lot of them weren't tagged English. So let's see. I'm going to go to this one. So here we have the record. The record contains a lot of important information. First and foremost is the title, which is right up top: Police Brutality, Over-Policing, and Mass Incarceration in African American Film. Then there will be authors. Authors are listed in orders of importance, with the first author listed should be the first author you list in your bibliography. The source section contains the journal or magazine or newspaper that this article was written in, gives you that name, followed by the date, the volume and issue numbers, and the page numbers, as well as it tells you exactly how many pages. This is a 15-page article. Subject terms can be very useful in finding additional keywords. So here we have some of the subject terms that we have: police brutality, mass incarceration, police, African American motion pictures, data analysis, African American cinema, film, police, and police brutality. So most of them we've already covered in our search, but if you find something that maybe you're interested in, the mass incarceration aspect, you could add that to your search. You could say state violence or police brutality or mass incarceration and find more information that way. So here we have the abstract. That is my favorite section of the record. The abstract is a 1-paragraph summary located right below the keywords or subject terms. So abstract will tell you exactly what the article is about without having to read the entire thing. On the far right hand side, we have various tools. You can add, there is a Google Drive button, which will allow you to add an article to your Google Drive. You can obviously print. There is an email where you can email it to yourself. That is how I recommend you send these articles to yourself. When emailing an article to yourself, I recommend you change standard field format to citation format, and then select MLA, so you'll have an MLA style citation. I would also copy the title and paste it in the subject line of the email. That way, if you're sending multiple articles to yourself, you will know which email holds which article. And then you would just put in your email and send it. There is also an additional citation button, which will provide a MLA, APA, or any other kind of citation that you might need. For the purpose of this class, you'll be looking for an MLA style citation. And here it is. Double check to make sure that everything is put in the right place and all of the capitalizations and spellings are correct. Just because this is put in the right order doesn't necessarily mean it is 100% correct. Lastly, when it comes to the tools, there is a permalink button. So what this does is it provides you a permanent URL. Do not copy the URL at the top of the page in the URL bar and paste it into a Word document, assuming that that means you will save your document that way. These URLs up at the top expire faster than day-old milk. If you must have probably about 20 minutes they expire. If you must use a URL, using the permalink button will get you one that will not expire. On the far left-hand side, you will have a linked to full text button. If you click on that, it will link you directly to the full text of the article. So that is the OneSearch. If you have any questions, please make use of the library chat. You can also email us at sawlib, SAWLIB, @suffolk.edu. Thank you for watching my video. Good luck.